Welcome to the StopStutter Podcast, where ex-stutterers share their personal journeys from struggle to confidence. Each episode, we hear real stories of life with a stutter and how the neuroscience method helped them find their voice for good.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to whoever and wherever you are. And today you are listening to episode 11 of the StopStutter Podcast, the only podcast in the world in which ex-stutterers interview other ex-stutterers. And today we have a very special guest because this man has done some incredible things that I've never seen in the neuroscience method program to stopping stuttering. He literally joined the program 2 months ago, wrote his Stop Stuttering story a month ago, and just a couple days ago, he gave his Stop Stuttering story on Zoom to more than 40 plus participants, and now he's here to do a podcast with me. So Paul, say hello.
Hello, thank you.
Perfect. And just to get right into it, just tell the people a little bit about yourself. Your name, your age, where you live, what you do for a living, favorite hobbies, stuff like that.
Okay, so my name is Paul. I'm from England. I live in Nelson in the UK. So I used to be a confectioner baker due to my occupational asthma. I had to retire early. So I still do stuff, cakes for the church and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I think. And my hobbies used to be fishing and that. I used to go fishing in Ireland some time ago, in the 80s and 90s, I think. So yeah, when I was quite young, I used to do that. Now I retired, so I've got plenty of time to do anything what I want. I do a lot for the church, and that's, but yeah, so that has helped me. That has helped me quite a lot as well. So the church is quite close to my heart. So yeah.
Amen. I love it. Great backstory. And I just want to, get straight into it. Do you recall the certain age in which you first started to notice in which you had a stuttering problem?
I started studying when I was 2.5 years of age. I probably wasn't aware of it until about 7 or 8, maybe. So it's really vague, because I don't know, I just hid it probably because it's such a bad experience. So yeah, it's probably about age 8 and upwards. Because I used to play with my next door neighbours and stuff like that. And there's another sad story about that as well. When my next door neighbour, I will tell you this, he died when he was 11. When he was 12 years of age, he drowned in the sea. So on holiday with his parents and stuff. So that's quite another challenge I didn't tell on Sam.
Yeah. Well, very sorry to hear that. It's not easy. Do you feel like that basically caused even more stuttering in your life after that incident?
That was when I was around 15. Anyway, my status at that age was pretty poor, because that's the period when I was in the children's home, and that's probably made it a lot worse than it used to be. It was, because you just imagine what 11 children would do. You know what I mean? It was quite horrific, be honest. in a children's home. Well, I didn't do anything wrong. This is what I still feel. I was punished for something my mum did, and that is really hard to take as well. Yeah.
It's not easy. Not easy. It seemed like you lived a hard life. Um, and then, tell me about any stuttering therapy or any stuttering programs that you joined.
Only the National Health
Okay.
that's all what we used to do back then. I presume just go to the National Health. So I probably started that when I was about 4 or 5,
Fine, okay.
and just carried it all the way through it for a long time. It might have been on and off. I can't remember too much about it. I just remember when I was 42, I went again. I just remember that. Well, I do remember some stuff because we used to do one-to-ones then. We had used to have a group, but that didn't really last that long. It was only about twice, I think. There was about 4 or 5 of us in the group. Yeah, so yeah, they didn't do that much. It didn't help me that much at all. I don't know. It's quite a lot of people I spoke to now. They have the same issue. That they say you have to accept it and just live with it for the rest of your life. And they get you to a certain point, then they just cut it off completely. So when you can survive on your own, speaking, get by, as they probably say, get by, and then they will stop all the treatment. So it must be a lot worse now because the state of the national health at the moment.
Absolutely. And then, when they told you to accept it, since obviously this is the number one thing that a lot of speech therapists, a lot of speech programs love to preach, we should accept stuttering, we should embrace it. There's nothing that we can do about it. But in your heart, could you ever accept stuttering? Like even when you were a teenager in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, like can you truly accept stuttering?
No, no, because I always wanted trying to speak fluently, but I didn't know where to go. This is the issue I had because I didn't really know where to go because I even when the last few years even I didn't really know where to go, and I did find Facebook. Before that, I hadn't spoken to anyone who stammers for 25, 30 years. So, yeah, I'm glad I found the Facebook page as well. Yeah.
And what year do you recall that you found that Facebook page? Was it recent or a few years
Yeah.
ago?
No, recent.
Recent,
Uh,
okay. Nice.
3 months ago.
Okay, 3 months ago. Okay. And what propelled you to, search for stuttering groups on Facebook? Did you just want to connect with PWS around the world?
It was because something happened in the Bible study um, when the subject of it got to the subject of bullying. Yeah, it got to that subject. So then I got a bit upset and stuff. Then I was looking for Facebook pages through Stammer, and I found, to my amazement, I found quite a few. There's only about one or two or any good. What I still go to is about 2 or 3. and that's about it. But yeah, before that, it was no, I didn't before that. It's only been, it's probably about 4 weeks before I joined your program.
Right. And before we get into the Stop Stutter program, let me ask you
Yeah,
this. Um, if any of those Facebook groups that you were part of, like I don't know if they had any Zoom meetings, team meetings, but if they
yeah,
did, oh, they did.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So,
That's the big thing about them. They
right.
had before that. I only been on Zoom twice, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had to learn to how to do Zoom
Mhm.
as well as learning everything else. I had to learn to do Zoom,
Right.
as we all know. Yeah, so yeah, that's how I met Tara. That's how I did meet her.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And, before we get to your story of how you joined this program, let me just ask you this
Yeah,
quick question. Before you joined this program, Stop Stutter, when you were attending the other stuttering Facebook groups, what exactly did they talk about there? Like, did they talk about like how it's okay to stutter? It's part of us. We're just here to help and guide each other. Or did they actually talk about maybe some strategies in which you can overcome, alleviate, manage stuttering?
probably both.
Both? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, because there's some people on there, as you said. Um, it's some people think that to stammer is part of them, and
Mhm.
if they stop stammering, they're kind of um, that part of them disappears or something. I don't know because I don't understand that.
Mm.
Because I thought if a person could stop stammering, they will.
Right.
But that's not the case because some people just like to stay as they are and not interested to improve their speech
Exactly.
whatsoever.
Exactly.
And yeah, yes, I have come across them. Yeah, so yeah, and that's okay if that's what they want to do. That's
Wonderful.
fine. And I always mentioned stutter on my calls and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And I know for a lot of PWS, especially those who've been stuttering for years and years and years, they're kind of afraid to, try anything new because Lord knows how many speech therapy programs they've already been a part of. And because they've been stuttering for so many years, it's like if they all of a sudden stop, it's like they're losing their whole identity. But obviously, with your story, that certainly doesn't have to be the case, since obviously you've been stuttering for what, 60 plus years of your life, and you come across a person that is not really afraid of losing their stuttering identity. If anything, you overcoming stuttering is just going to make you a more happy person inside. It's all about the quality of life. And I know a lot of people, they choose to accept it, but at the end of the day, I don't think they accept it 100%. Because I've heard so many stutterers, over the past couple of years saying, I accept stuttering, but at the end of the day, I'm so physically, emotionally, and mentally drained just from, blocking, forcing, repeating, and with some people doing all these facial and body contortions all day long. So it's like, can you truly accept something that causes you so much physical pain? And again, I wish that they can at least know about this program because just like how you did, if you put the work in, something beautiful, magical, and special will happen. And that's exactly what I want to talk about right now. So I want to know
Okay.
the story. How did you end up finding this beautiful program?
So we're going to go back to the Bible bit because
Yeah, of
that's
course.
the important bit. Because if I didn't do this, is what I think Jesus has helped me. Because prior to that, I just tell you that before I did my testimony, my faith testimony, I had a meeting with James, my minister, for 2 hours, and I went through every single thing, and I ended up crying and stuff like that, because some of it was personal, about my mum and stuff, what she did. So yeah, from that, from that, he said, this is really important. He said, Jesus had told me to stop stuttering. He said, you don't have to do that anymore. So this is what I think Jesus did for me. Went to these little paths for me. So when I went to the Bible study before, I said it's because of the bullying. I then went on to Facebook, what I did, and then I found Michael O'Shea Facebook page. But I joined the Zoom there, and the special guest was Tara Connolly was there. So she explained everything, went through every single thing on there. She was talking for half an hour or so. And then after she texted me and on my Facebook page, that's how I found it in the first place. Yeah. So do you want Chad carry on or?
No, I was gonna just quickly ask you before, you start talking about the consultation call that we had just, a few
Yeah.
months ago. Now when Tara was explaining all this stuff, did you feel a little bit skeptical at the time? Because obviously, with any stuttering program, obviously with any individual who claims they stop stuttering, it's always met with a hint of skepticism because obviously, again, all we hear in the stuttering community that we have to accept it. It's incurable. Just live with it. So when she was explaining all this, were you kind of reserved or were you just intrigued just
No,
to find out more about
I was intrigued because
it?
she said there's no breathing. This is the major thing I don't like is breathing exercises and stuff like this. This is the one thing I didn't want to do. I looked at a couple of programs after Tara spoke to me. I just looked what they offer. Most of them are all breathing programs. This is what I don't understand. Why is it? Because breathing is nothing to do with your speech. And this is what I couldn't understand. And so this is the main reason I just went for it. And that's the main reason. It wasn't anything to breathing. And I haven't done any programs before, and I didn't know what it would be like, because originally I just give it 12 months and see what happens. You know
Mm,
what I mean?
right.
Because it's like a 12-month thing
Right.
anyway. Yeah, so I just wanted to give it 12 months and see what happens. And it didn't take 12 months.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, what I would like for you to basically explain to the people right now, your experience with the program. So after, we had our consultation and I walked you through the entire program, the things that you have to do every single day in order to overcome
Yeah.
stuttering. What did you do next?
So after we had that, that was probably 4 days prior to me joining,
Mhm.
I think it may be. Then Tara offered me one-to-one because she was training for a, a, a coach. So she was training for coach, and that's what. So we had a one-to-one with her. So I liked that way or she was doing. So after that, I joined up on the 8th of June. So from them, I stopped stuttering on the 13th of June. That is 5 days. And everybody say you can't stop in that quick time.
Right.
But I proved it, and I got evidence of that as well. So Tara knows exactly what I was doing before, because she's and you as well, because you know how bad my stomach was when I spoke to you. So that proves I've stopped stuttering in 5 days, and that to me is incredible. I didn't expect to be this quick. So then I became a PWSS in 35 days. And to me, that is another really lightning achievement. Yeah. So that's how I became a PWSS. Yeah.
Wonderful. And in this program, what helped you out the most? Because obviously, with the 1, 2, 3 punch, it asks every PWS to read aloud every single day, to use the crutches, to do the mind training. And then on top of that, I know that you've been working with Noah and Tara, one-on-one through the therapy session. So, what helped you out the most, or was it just a combination of all the amazing resources that this
That's
program
what
has?
that's what I think is a combination of them all.
Yeah.
That's what I said on the same meeting. It's a whole package. If one of these components are missing, like the one-to-ones, a lot of people don't do the one-to-ones straight away. When I started the program, I went for the one-to-one and the program at the same time. I bought them at the same time, and we started them pretty much the same-ish time. So yeah, so I would say you need the whole package to get the best out of it. You can do it without the ones-to-ones. I think I'm not sure, but I think it's a lot harder because you don't get a lot of time. Now it seems to be more people in the video, the Zoom sessions now, because they used to be about 5 or 6, now it's more like 10. So you can get a lot less time to speak and practice. So this is why the one-to-ones are the whole package is what you really want to look at. So I compared the one-to-one with Maguire program. It's virtually exactly the same price. You know what I mean? So that our program includes 10 one-to-ones, and the Maguire program, I think, is about 3 days, and that's it. Yeah. So that is the big difference, I think. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then I just want, to basically understand the way that you did the 1, 2, 3 punch. Because I imagine that maybe you were kind of like me. Because I know in the book, or in this entire program, the founder, Lee Lovett, talks about,
Well, I do that.
right, reading aloud for an hour every day, doing 2 mind training treatments every day. But when I first joined, I told myself, no, that was not good enough. I was going to read for, 2 to 3 hours every single day. And sometimes it's with mind training, I'll do it 3, 4, 5 times a day. So I just want to get,
No,
yeah, go ahead.
I did what Lee told me, but on the affirmation, this is because Lee says, do your affirmations at least 20 minutes.
Right.
This is what I can't get, because I don't know how anyone can do 10 affirmations in 20 minutes. It would normally takes me half an hour or 3/4 of an hour
Wow.
to do them. Yeah, so I do my affirmations in the morning and night. Then I do reading aloud, maybe an hour to 2 hours. Yeah. Then I do my Zoom calls. It's like, when was it? Yesterday, I end up doing 6 Zoom calls in
Wow,
one evening.
you're a madman. Six Zoom calls. Wow.
And that's, yeah, I wasn't meant to do that, because Cindy put an extra 2 Zoom calls on for her 28-day challenge,
Yeah.
which I'm in.
Nice.
So this is why it went from 4 to 6, because I did a bit of each. So yeah, so so that's how I did it. And then at night I normally do, what's the name? Um,
The guided, the guided
yeah,
hypnosis.
yes,
Sure.
yeah. So I did the visualization one. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I'd do that in the evening before I go to bed. Then I'd do um my affirmations again in the evening. So it can take 3 or 2, 5 or 6 hours Sundays, like on a Monday when it was busy. It seemed to be Monday is probably my busiest day for that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Good. Good. And then tell me about any of the books that you read from the founder, Lee Lovett. And if so,
I've
what
read,
did you read?
I've read the small one.
Oh, the short course book? Okay. And
Yeah.
tell me about that. Do you feel like that was probably the best book on stuttering that you ever read in your life?
That's the only book.
The only book. Okay. Fair enough. Fair
It
enough.
is that would be the only, because before coming on Probit, I never used to read, full stop. So I never done any reading or anything like that. So this is all new to me. So this is from scratch. So start reading and stuff like that. So yeah, I read his first one quite quickly, I think. Then I'm about halfway through the big red one.
Yeah. How to
Yeah,
not to
it's
speak.
taken me a bit more time.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because everything is just going haywire. It's just going so quickly. You know what I mean? Because I didn't really expect the SAM meeting until December.
Right.
The only reason I got that was there was a cancellation
Right.
uh, on last Saturday. So yeah, so that's how I got that. But it worked out really good because I could have I still had some one-to-ones left. So I did a couple one-to-ones with Noah, practicing my Sam talk. So yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Wonderful. And do you ever look back, even though it's still very early days, but again, not a lot of people join a stuttering program and they basically stop stuttering within a couple days. They write a stop stuttering story. They give their stop stuttering story on Zoom in, front of 30, 40, 50 people. And now they're on a podcast talking about their stuttering past and how ultimately this program helped them stop stuttering. So do you ever like sit back and be like, wow, I accomplished all these amazing things in under 2 to 3 months?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's just been so quick. Because I never expected anything as quick as this. And everyone I speak to, it's like today. I just went to some, not a doctor, but a nurse, and they told me about my speech has improved so much. You know what I mean? So everyone has noticed my speech being so better, and it's proven every single day as well. It doesn't stop when your speech gets better, but it improves every single day as well. So yeah,
Exactly.
so exactly. So the more you do, the better it will get. it's not perfect.
Right.
But no one's speech is perfect. So,
Yep.
you know what I mean?
100%. And when you started to get compliments from your fellow peers saying, Paul, like your speech, you're not stuttering, like what's going on? Like, how did that make you feel internally?
Good, because this has changed my life, because it's just, if I didn't, if I hadn't found this program, I'd still be stuttering today. So this is the difference. It made me feel very good inside me and everything. And now I can do whatever I want. And that includes Toastmasters. We could probably come on to that a bit later. So, yeah, so I can do everything I want. So if I can do a sound talk, what I did on Saturday, um, I can do anything. And it's not just inside this group, because some people find they can speak fluently inside the group. Soon as they go outside the group, they stammer. That hasn't happened to me. From day one, I could speak the same inside or outside, and to whoever I want, I can speak fluently. So yeah,
Wonderful.
so it's great.
Absolutely. A lot of us have different rungs of the fluency ladder, which I'm pretty sure you read in Lee's short course book. And at this point in your life, even though you kind of alluded to this just now, but do you feel pressure to speak anywhere at all?
No,
Wow.
although not
Amazing.
under pressure. Yeah, I can speak anywhere, and I have done. On Saturday, apart from my SAM meeting, I did my church thing. I did another faith uh, testimony, and included StopStutter into that testimony as well. So yeah, so I did that as well on the same day. That was in the morning, and the SAM meeting was in the evening. So yeah, so I can do things like that. A month or month and a half ago, I wouldn't done that. I wouldn't be uh, brave enough to do that. You know what I mean? But I did do, when I got baptized, I did do my speech and stuff like that. But it was quite stammering. So yeah, it's fine.
Excellent. Excellent. And then, real quickly, I want to ask you a question about the community because I feel like one thing Stop Stutter has going from them is the wonderful kindred spirited community. And obviously, you've been around this community for 2 to 3 months now. So just, tell the people who may be listening to this podcast right now or in the future, your thoughts on the community and how much they inspired and motivated you to, keep on going and improve your speech each and every day.
Because the community is the big part of here, because you can call up anyone. I've been doing buddy calls now,
Mhm.
helping other people. This is what I want to do, help people here, especially here. I would love to help people to get over stammering and things like that. So I have had 3 or 4 calls on that. That's one of the big parts of the community. Then you can phone people if if they want some help and stuff like that. And the Zooms is really good because there's like 20 Zooms every day ish, um, throughout the world, different times, different time zones and stuff like that. And anybody want if you wanted help for some reason, uh, I believe anyone would help as well. Yeah.
Okay, good. And then, I don't know if we can talk about this topic, but if not, I'll definitely edit this part out. But a little bit of breaking news on the podcast. You are in the process of writing a book, correct?
Yes.
Wonderful. Do you want to tell the people a little bit about the book and what it's about?
It's my story. It's similar to what I told on Sandtal, but it will go in a lot more details and stuff, more stories, because I still was on a time problem on Sam, because my Sam was 23 minutes. That's probably about it. I will be doing that book in the very near future, and it will be a bit more than what I did on my Sam talk.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I just need to find some people maybe need a bit of help sorting it out. I'm not quite sure yet. Yeah.
Wonderful. And what propelled you to start writing a book about your life and stuttering and all that?
Just want to help people, as simple as that. So if that will help other people, then it'll be really good. So yeah, so you
Eh,
can keep that in. Yeah,
Wonderful.
fine.
Excellent. And do we have a release date for the book, or is it still very
No. I've only done the cover.
only done the cover and that's it? Okay. Okay.
I only done the cover, put it on, let's see if people would like it. Then a couple of people said, where can they buy it? I said, I've only done the cover. Give me.
Right. Still early. It's still
No, not anywhere near that. But then I've got to find somebody to publish it and stuff like that as well.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure you'll figure things out along the way. And before we wrap up for today, I always love to save this question at the end of every podcast that I do. But to any PWS who may be going through the same thing that you were going through for years and years and years, what message, what advice would you give them about this program and how they can ultimately stop stuttering themselves?
So if you're thinking of doing this program, just do it. Just give it a chance because it will work. If you do the 1, 2, 3 punch and everything like that, and reading aloud, the Zooms, all this, and the one-to-ones, you will find your speech improving every single day. So it's really good. I just want to say, I've been thinking about doing coach. I'm not sure yet, but something I'm just thinking about at the moment. So that's another thing I may look at a later date and things like that.
Wonderful. Well, Paul, this has definitely been a wonderful episode. Again, I think I may be calling you the fastest rising star in this program because who in their right mind overcomes stuttering within only a couple days, weeks, and now you're doing all these wonderful things like giving Sam talks about your stop stuttering story, going on podcasts, and now you're in the works of going on Toastmasters and writing a book. So your story is incredible. I hope a lot of people tune into this episode and just remember this. Like Paul, you don't have to live with stuttering for the rest of your life. Age is just a number. This man overcame stuttering at the ripe old age of 64. So if you're still a teenager in your 20s, 30s, 40s, etc., age at the end of the day does not matter. Just put the work in and something beautiful, special, and magical will happen. So, Paul, thanks again. It's been a wonderful
Thank you.
episode and have a great life.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's story. Stay tuned for more inspiring journeys. And don't forget to check out the StopStutter app to connect with the amazing people you hear on the podcast.
Unlock your voice with Stop Stutter.